Hey gang, it's JC, and this is the Daily Dose for Tuesday, January 31st, 2012. Combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. We have great television archives at the top of the page. Great old television commercials, old television pieces that I did back in the 80s on Channel 5, old video news stories, the implosion of the old arena, all sorts of cool stuff up there. And then our eye candy feature is right below here. We'll get to that in a minute. And our rock and roll poll question from yesterday, new survey indicates most Americans believe that the NFL is the national pastime. Football, National Football League football is the national pastime, having replaced baseball. Now, this is not necessarily a new argument or a new, the results aren't that new in the survey. But, I've always said that when the NFL could put 40,000 butts in the seats 162 nights a year, as opposed to just 16 Sundays in the fall, that's when you'll convince me that football is the national pastime. And, by the way, 81% of you agree with JC that baseball is still the national pastime. Only 18% said the NFL. And a whopping 0.7% of you said, actually, I'm into the WNBA. All right, assuming, all right. So the Demi Moore, by the way, it's Demi, it's not Demi. The Demi Moore 911 call is put out the other day. And every tabloid show, every news show, everybody is playing this thing. Radio stations, TV stations, websites, they're just going nuts. And to me, this is disgusting. You'll watch the tabloid shows and you'll get, and now here's the unbelievable 911 call of the mother calling the police and the fire department when her baby is found floating face down in the swimming pool. Oh my God, hurry! And you think to yourself, what sort of people have we become if we're sitting here deriving entertainment out of something like that? I don't really care if you're a celebrity or not, unless it has something to do with actually, for example, settling a criminal case, where the smoking gun and the whole thing is the 911 call and you hear somebody lying about what happened. I don't think these things should be made public. It's none of our business. All right, here's the question. Assuming it's not essential information in a criminal case, should 911 calls be held back from release to the public regardless of their celebrity content? A, yes, this is private information, often having taken place at a moment of great crisis and despair, and shouldn't be used as quote-unquote entertainment. B, I think they should be released in the case of celebrities because they're public figures. Or C, all 911 calls should be released to the public. Please answer in the corner. Results tomorrow. Again, one of these ones are very, very curious to find out what you think, because I'm going to get mad if you give me the wrong answer. All right, what do we got here? Super Bowl Media Day today. This is where people who shouldn't have press credentials, some 375-pound fat guy from some morning show for the Bob and Biff morning wake-up call in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, puts on a wedding dress and proposes to Tom Brady. This is a gargantuan waste of time for everybody. This is an interesting story. You might not remember this name, Crystal Wren. All right, and by the way, if MSNBC wants to be taken seriously as a political commentary entity, then you can't have a woman on who's doing political analysis with the name Crystal Ball, okay? Because they do, and you can't be taken seriously when one of your commentators' names is Crystal Ball. Anyhow, so Crystal Wren she was this woman about, maybe 2 years ago, and she's one of those plus-sized models. And she came out in this lingerie. She's a very pretty girl, by the way, but she's hefty. And she made the cover of all these magazines, and people were going, isn't this great? You have this woman who is not ashamed to be heavy, but she's very, very sexy. This is an attractive woman, but just a lot of, well, you'd say neat, but the truth of the matter is fat. She's a fat girl. Looked very pretty, and somehow you dressed her up in the hair and the makeup and the lingerie. And I don't know, she looked pretty good. So anyhow, that was maybe 2 years ago. The chick lost the weight. She lost like almost all the weight, and now she's like a normal size, quote unquote normal size. Now I know people get mad at that, but that is the case. And the editor of Plus Model magazine has basically taken her head off, blasting her, saying she's turned against us, she's betrayed us, and she's insulted our intelligence. And I think we're going to end up dealing with that on the rock and roll poll here, because this woman's nuts. So what if the woman wants to increase her chances of a longer life and a more mobile life and not have her joints go and develop type 2 diabetes later in life and everything like that? And maybe she just wants to, maybe it was a phase of her life. We'll get to that later, I'm sure. All right, so we've been building houses for as long as any of us can remember, out of wood. And of course, everybody's house basically got a wood frame, even if it's a brick house. You get a fire, the wood starts burning, fire engulfs the house, the bricks come tumbling down, everybody's dead, and that's the end of it. So unbelievably, there's a company by the name of EcoShield, and they basically treat, almost the way wood is pressure treated, they treat all their wood, it comes out red, by the way, and then they build houses out of this wood, and it doesn't burn. The wood doesn't burn. It's got some sort of fire retardant on it. And by the way, it only costs you 10% more to use this wood if you're building a new home. Might add like $2,000 to the cost of a typical average new home. 10% addition to the cost, your house doesn't burn down. It's 2012. Somebody just thought of that. You know why? Because we got 12 million people following the Kardashians on Twitter. That's why. All right, the Florida primary is tonight. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. Actually, probably not. If you believe the polls, this is going to be over early. Newt, by the way, has become so desperate. You think I'm making this up, but I'm not. This is the truth. Newt was on television last night thanking his supporters, and here are the three he mentioned. Herman Cain, Michael Reagan, and Todd Palin. Not even Sarah Palin. Todd Palin is supporting Newt Gingrich. Herman Cain, well, you would expect Herman Cain go, slick move, brother, open marriage. Ha, ha. Herman Cain, Michael Reagan, and Todd Palin. Why doesn't Newt just come out and say, my supporters have now been whittled down to Luke Perry, Joe the Plumber, and downtown Julie Brown. Good Lord. 75% of people now use their cell phone in the toilet, and 24% refuse to go to the bathroom without it. For ages 28 through 35, that number actually goes from 75% using it in the toilet to 91%. 10% have actually made an online purchase from the toilet. Everybody knows bubble wrap is fun to pop for some reason. Boom, 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 Well, guess what? New survey found it's actually an effective way to reduce stress. 1 minute popping bubble wrap relieves as much stress as a 33-minute massage. It's a hell of a lot cheaper, too. Speed dating is out, they say. I'm not really sure it was ever in, but now pheromone parties are in. You ready for this one? Apparently there's a new trend where single people go out to an event where they can smell each other's unwashed shirts. And then they mark the ones that are appealing to them. Half the stories I'm doing today, you probably think I'm making this stuff up. I'm not. Oh. Yet another Republican is in trouble for using a song at campaign events they're not supposed to. Eye of the Tiger, Newt Gingrich. They've been trying to get him to stop for 4 years. They're going to sue him now. Steve-O from Jackass nailing George Clooney's ex-girlfriend, Elizabeth Canales. Who would have known? Rumor going around that Michelle Obama went on a $50,000 shopping spree for lingerie the other day. It's completely made up. Here's the list of America's favorite Super Bowl snack foods. You go to a Super Bowl party, here's what people are expecting to find. Number 1, chips and dip, followed by pizza, nachos, subs, and barbecue. What? Where's the chicken wings? Where's the chili? What about the veggie plate? I love the veggie plate. With a little dip, you get some cherry tomatoes and zucchini and cauliflower and baby carrots. That's the party I'm going to. All right, when X Factor comes back for its second season in the fall, no more Nicole Scherzinger, no more Steve Jones as MC, and no more Paula Abdul. All of them gone. You know, Simon predicted that the show would do 20 million viewers a night. It's getting about 12. Cara DeGuardi is available, I heard. Alec Baldwin lost 30 pounds in 4 months, cut out sugar. He's also dating. Well, I was going to say dating and nailing, and it came out dailing. So let's stick with that. He's dailing a 27-year-old yoga instructor named Hilaria Thomas. Hilaria, as in that's hilarious? And it's official, the entire cast of Arrested Development is going to be back for the new season. Kicks off on Netflix sometime next year. All right, what have we got here? Singer Jason Mraz says he's now following a strict vegan diet. Okay, your turn. Come up with a sentence that's even whiter than that. The Muppets are feuding with the anchors of Fox News. True story. I don't know who to side with. The puppets who only say what the people who control them want them to say, or Kermit and Miss Piggy. Inside the Actors Studio, don't miss it tonight, George Clooney for a 2-hour deal, 6 until 8 tonight on Bravo. That's worth checking out. Glee tonight is the Michael Jackson episode. They're going to do Never Can Say Goodbye. It's one of the Jackson songs I can actually say I like. Tosh.0, 4th season premiere. Used to be crazy about this guy. It wore off really fast. Letterman has Bill Murray. Ringo's on Craig Ferguson. Martin Scorsese on Jimmy Kimmel. And the Colbert Report has Bjork. Uh-oh. All right, we got birthdays today. I mentioned this one because he's a very popular guy from the show Without a Trace, Anthony LaPaglia. The star of one of my all-time favorite movies, it's a Christmas movie called 29th Street with Danny Aiello. It's one of my all-time favorite movies and absolutely in my top 5 of all-time favorite Christmas movies, and almost nobody has seen 29th Street. If you ever get a chance to see it, it is absolutely sensational. Anthony LaPaglia was actually chosen by David Chase and the guys at HBO to be Tony Soprano, and LaPaglia turned it down. Unbelievable. All right, we got 40 days till spring. Daylight savings time, which to me equates to spring, though. And 46 days until St. Patrick's Day. And JC's Eye Candy today. Yesterday we had a rough up Newt a little bit, and today it's it's a picture of Mitt Romney. It's not for real, but it's still funny. Check it out right below what you're looking at right there. All right, rock and roll poll question again today is, assuming it's not essential information to the case, do we need to be hearing 911 calls? Just makes me, I feel like I gotta wash my hands after these TV stations and tabloid shows and everything, run these 911 calls. It's just disgusting. And this Demi Moore one, now you get into issues of, we have HIPAA laws and stuff like that. It's like medical privacy. And so, that's not a... Please answer it down there. I want to know what you guys think about this, because I really think I'm right on this, and I hope you agree with me. And if not, I'm going to cry. All right, Tuesday, January 31st, that's it. The Daily Dose here at jcontheline.com. We'll be back tomorrow. Trish and I are on the Big 550 KTRS every day from noon until 3. And in the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.